one of the biggest milestones for us is to show and prove that the electric-driven car can win one of the toughest races and the longest races in motorsport, the Rally Dakar. To be honest, when I first heard about going into the desert, I said, wow, that's something completely new for us. With the design phase and the concept, we started around June, August 2020. We had to really start from scratch, except with our partner QMS, who had already a lot of success in the Dakar. But with the new project, it's something completely different. There was no real regulation existing for a new fully electric-driven concept car like we have. With ASO and also FIA had to define the regulations. Everything what you develop, you have to really think in your head, will this last? Will this be possible? I mean, in the past we did our 24-hour car for Le Mans, which had to last for 24 hours, but now we have to have a car which basically has to last 14 days in the desert. All our departments are involved, from the aero development, the chassis, suspension, everyone, engine, the electric department, our MGU, battery development. So basically the whole crew from whole Audi Sport, everybody is involved in the complete design process. Weight is always a topic, especially when you have the battery, or with our concept, you have the 3 MGUs in the car, 2 to drive the car and 1 for the generator to charge the battery at the end. And then we also have our combustion engine. But all these parts are developed for road racing, and their weight is always a topic. So these are all parts which are already designed, let's say, to be on the minimum weight what we can achieve. We learn so much at the moment in this project, and this is why we have to collect now a lot of data first to see if we developed in the correct direction. We really have some very experienced drivers in our lineup. They are also very important in the development phase. How you drive the car, how you have to feel in the car, especially now in the testing phase, but already before. Then we do the next step and analyze the data in test to see where we can go quicker or where we can get faster with the car to do also some improvements in terms of performance. We are able to really have the latest and greatest parts, let's say, from efficiency, from technology in the car, and really can show what we are able to do. And at the end, when you see the car, just how it looks, it's really amazing. And we are really looking forward to get the car into the desert finally and hopefully be successful and be on the top step at the end at one stage at the Rally Dakar.
Imagine we are coming from round track racing. We pretty much know the racetracks, we know the surface, we know the racing format, we know the competitors. A lot of time is spent in the simulators trying to prepare as good as possible. The car, to me, for us being developers, it's almost like, you know, a pirate's treasure. You open it up and you don't really know what to expect. Before we even thought about the car, we at Audi Sport Racing asked ourselves the question, how could the future powertrain look like? And this is why we came up with what we call the energy converter concept, which is scalable and really adapts to every use case in racing. The car has an electronic drive unit on each axle. They are identical and they are not mechanically linked. There is, let's say, a mid-differential which is simulated per software. The energy for the e-drives comes either from the high voltage battery or the energy converter. The energy for the battery comes from, brake recuperation or the energy converter. And the energy converter itself consists of a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, which we developed for DTM, and that is directly linked to a generator. And that generator, by the way, is also a drive system from the Formula E. So actually there are 3 in the car. And all those components, very complex, are obviously, controlled and linked with the vehicle control unit, the VCU we have in the car. The e-drive were developed for Formula E. So they are state-of-the-art, highly efficient, system efficiency, greater 97%. We did a few adaptations on the cooling side, a few adaptations on how the system is integrated in the car, some changes on the internals, but only for robustness reasons. And of course, the software, we always work on the software. Thinking about the car, the jumps, digging into the sand, hitting stuff, stones, holes, etc. I think all components will be stressed extremely. You have hot days, cool nights, you have high altitude. The energy management has to deal with all those situations which can't be foreseen. And I think that will be one of the biggest challenges in the whole project. When you look at the car, just by looking at it, you'll see Vorsprung durch Technik.